Welcome back to the video series in the workshop with Dave's diary and all that. I was about to show you the little trail I left coming from the workshop, but I thought it might be a bit gruesome. Anyway, you can guess what that was. Well, hopefully you can. Bandage number 2 for the day. That's what is the reason for going inside. Anyway, what was I doing to cause bandage number 2 to be required? Well, as is often the case, people, and I'm talking about me and others, will want to grab the item in the drill and either tighten or loosen it. Yeah, see, that's not a very good idea when it's got a tungsten blade in it, but I wasn't really worried about the tungsten blade because it was tucked out of the way. However, it has got a very sharp, unnecessary edge on the edge on the outside edge, and of course when I spun it in reverse, took a wee bite at my hand. So I'm going to say how bloody stupid that is, but how often do we do it? And yeah, so I might just get the grinder out and take that tip off, or I should stop removing it from the drill in the manner that I did. Right, again, hopefully this will just be a brief one. I did miss recording the setup for the 90-degree layout for these bars that I put along this end, the right hand end of the panel, the base layer. I marked it and then drilled it out with the 20mm holes. I mentioned how this one was a wee bit of a glitch, this row, because the way I started the setup, I'd moved the bars over to the edge of the very first part of the panel, that one that's leaning up there, which meant I started the row of holes 25mm in from the edge. That was the glitch. It should have been 50mm in, but I'd made the decision that I wanted to keep the first row, this is the row here, further this way to allow me to have more work area on the other side of it where the panels would sit. And it kind of made sense at the time, but now it means that I can't get to drill the 400 wide panel, one of the rows from this side. The other two, no problem. This one, no problem. This one, no way. I had 16mm of wriggle room. I moved the bars across 25mm, making me, not be able to drill that set of holes. Now, to be fair, that's not that important. I could leave those holes out entirely and I wouldn't miss it because I've got all these other holes to align my second layer on. And in fact, there is a possibility that I don't need any holes in this panel at all for the majority of what I want to do. But I'm going to put them in anyway. Now, I have yet to mark this row. Correct, I have yet to mark this row. I have set the bar up so that I can mark this particular row. And it is, wriggle, it is firmly embedded simply by way of, let me find them so I can show you, taking one of my registration gizmos, tools, putting it in the pre-drilled hole, into the 20mm bench dog holes, pushing it down until it's flush. Ooh, it's quite firm in there, so you can tell that there's no wriggle there. And then I put one down the other end, of course, obviously. And that was why I wanted the row of holes this end and that end, and it allows me to place the bar like it is now, perfectly registered, or as perfectly as I can create in this particular workshop. I can locate the bar, put the bushings in, mark all the positions with the very end of the drill that I've got, and then take it over and use it on the drill press. The tip of the drill being so fine, only, if I can come down here and see whether it will focus for us, it's only 1 millimeter, that very tip, and it is just the tiniest bit fine for me to easily locate the tip of the actual 20 millimeter drill, this one here. So I'm trying to make sure that the hole that I make isn't too big or too small, so it is a real Goldilocks type of process, where in fact you can see here this is almost too big, this is far too big, and when you lower the drill down you want to be able to locate it. And did you see how that bit of timber moved itself into line? Well, I do this, then I turn the chuck to make sure that it is as central to that little mark as is possible. So once it's lowered, I turn it a full revolution, say, and the shape of the tip on there will better locate in that hole. And while it is still lowered, I turn the drill on and cut the holes. Too big, like that one there, and as I lower it, yes, it centers, but it's got a little bit of movement because the shape and size, it's not as ideally matched. 1 mil though is pretty hard to get right, so it's a little bit of a trial and error sort of thing. It would be nice to have exactly that same tip on a drill, so that it would better locate, but I'm asking too much for that. Anyway, now that I've got this these series of holes, I can do the registration. Getting lost for words. It doesn't happen with me very often, but I can leapfrog it over into the holes, like I said, register it onto the pins, mark it, and then take it over onto the drill press to finish it off, and hopefully don't cut myself again. Don't want to be the third time having to go in and get a band-aid. One of the things and one of the advantages that I've noticed when I was drilling some of the holes was that they would hit, here's one good example, it would hit the dowel position where I drilled the dowel, and it's actually, and this is one of the reasons I like being able to use, not just for this, but for anything, same thing here. If I've got dowels in the way, they can be swapped around in one of these 3 holes. One of the reasons I wanted this, because I didn't know where the holes were going to land relative to the dowels. And if the dowels were in place, they aren't now because I take them out, the panels apart, and put them up on the drill press. But you could well imagine that if that hole, pointing camera, if that hole were right in line with the dowel when I go to drill it, I wouldn't want to have anything metallic in there. So a wooden dowel can be drilled through, no problem whatsoever, and I can still get to put my pins, my dowels, etc., these, into the holes without any problem. Yeah, that's not much of a point. I'm just highlighting it as I'm thinking of it, and just flapping my jaw, really, aren't I? So I'm going to finish off drilling all the holes in the middle of the sheet. Well, effectively the whole sheet will be drilled, so it's like that. Don't need that many holes. I'm going to have that many holes because I can, and then I can move on. The top panel is effectively just one of these in smaller sections. So in theory, I can set several panels out, or individual panels out, using the 3, 4, 5 bars squaring approach, using different sizes of the bars. The holes are all spaced the same, but it may be that doing a set of holes on a panel only 300 wide is a little bit easier to be done by using the smaller set. And I'd mentioned, and that's them over there, and I'd mentioned in other videos, but on the off chance you haven't seen those other videos, I made up these bars. There are 3 sets. There's a 3, 4, 5, then there's a double size and a triple size. So I'll have a 9, 12, 15. This is part of that set. It's got 15 spaces, 16 holes, so it's got 15 spaces and becomes the diagonal for triangulating that larger set. It can also be used in this position where I can register it on the holes that have been drilled, etc., and leapfrog it across, meaning I can drill all the other holes in one setup. Leapfrog it across, another set of holes in one setup, so I don't have to have multiple movements of the bar to give me my holes. I've actually seen one of the systems where they use something not dissimilar to this, CNC machined. Ooh, this is laser cut, so you could say CNC. But they use something like this that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes in it, and it is set up for a router. Now, imagine doing all of these holes in lots of whatever. So you have to start out with a couple of holes, route them out, do what you have to do, and then you put the plate over, and that allows you to do the other holes. Move it across, etc. Well, I suggest that this is a whole lot easier, and because of their fewer, well, there's none, you get these 16 holes and they're all in line, but with none of, or no leapfrogging or moving of the template is involved here. So I get these 16 holes in one go. So I stand a better chance of reducing my workshop imperfections, intolerances, which do arise. They simply do. It will be very interesting to, well, the second layer. That's my concern, is when I do this second layer, how many of the holes will be out, and I hope there's none, but I expect there to be some that are not perfect, because that's what we're heading for here. We're trying to get everything as perfect as possible, but when you do that, your tolerances become an issue. So, yeah. But it'll be interesting when I do this next set of holes to lie them over one of these panels and see how these registration pins actually align in them. That'll be very telling. And let's just say if I have a failure with it, you probably won't have to watch a video to hear me scream, because it will be loud. I will not be happy. But let's keep our fingers crossed that all the work that we've done thus far has been to the end where it all works together. But life being life, we can't always get what we want. Righty-ho, that's it. Better get and do some work, and then I'll get back to you again. Right, until then, we'll see you later. Bye.